Rare is one of, if not, my favorite video game developer of all time. So many absolute bangers and games that I loved from the first time I played them. They ranged from silly to serious, but one thing's for sure, it was always an adventure. The 90s was definitely their best era, and I think few would dispute that. But the catalog extends past just those titles, and some are games I really got hooked on. So today, I wanted to look at Rare's extensive catalog of games and pick my absolute favorite top 10 from their works. These are just opinions, of course, so just keep that in mind when you don't see the games that you love on this list and you get immediately angry at me. And why don't you let me know your favorites in the comments? Let's get into it. Number 10, Battletoads. An older entry for Rare, but funnily enough, a newer experience for me. I'd played Battletoads in my life previously, just for a few minutes, just to try it out, and it was fun, but I found it fairly challenging and it turned me off. Fast forward to 2026, where I made the decision to play through the entire game on NSO. Battletoads NES became one of my favorite Rare games because it was filled with that charm I loved, fantastic level design, fun gameplay, and most importantly, it's so freaking hard you can't help but have a sense of accomplishment when you beat it. I had so many times where I beat something and was hit with this rush of Battletoads dopamine to my brain. It's a classic for a reason, and I was willing to put it on this list based on the amount of fun I had with it. It may not be the most nostalgic Rare game for me based on my history, but if you haven't played it, you're missing out. Fun gameplay, great level design, and plenty of variety to keep you busy for ages. Number 9, Grabbed by the Ghoulies. On original Xbox, Rare only ever released 2 games. A remake of Conker's Bad Fur Day, and an original game originally intended for the GameCube, Grabbed by the Ghoulies. This is probably my go-to Halloween time game. Every year it gets at least one playthrough. The silly wackiness of every character in this game is what really makes it shine, but underneath that is a really fun little 3D beat 'em up. What other game would you be destroying skeletons by swinging around a pool table? It also has one of the more impressive visual styles for a Rare game. A little fact that blew my mind from Rare Replay is there are no straight lines in the geometry of the levels in Ghoulies. Once you're aware of that, it's so fun to look at all the environments and confirm it's all just a little off. That's gotta do something to you psychologically. I don't know. The game also has a lot of fun references to other Rare titles, which I'm all about. And capping it off with that theme song, say less. Number 8, Conker's Bad Fur Day. This game probably jumped around in my list the most of any of them. I didn't know quite where I'd want to put it, but I knew I wanted to put it on this list. As far as gameplay goes, it's one of the weaker Rare platformers, but as far as charm goes, it may be the toppest of tiers. Conker's just so wacky and unapologetic with everything it does. Movie references? It's got 'em. Over-the-top cartoony, zany action with bloody violence? It's got it. This is arguably one of the best looking Nintendo 64 games of that generation. It's just got so much style, and the entire world of Conker is impressive, especially the giant opera singing Pooh Monster part. Throw that in with so much variety in gameplay, and it's a recipe for something special. Though I may think the gameplay is a bit weak compared to the other platformers, it does shine in its own way and gives it its own flavor. There isn't another game quite like Conker, and I'm not sure there ever will be. Though there should be. Number 7, Viva Pinata. I guess you could also put its sequel here too. There are 2 kinds of people in life. People who like Viva Pinata, and people who haven't played Viva Pinata. And if you haven't played it, go do it. A garden simulator where you build habitats to attract pinata creatures is a guaranteed good time. This is the type of game that you pop into it and say you're gonna play for just like an hour or so, and 6 hours go by before you know it. I just couldn't put it down once I finally played it. The music's relaxing and fits the mood of what you're doing no matter what time of day. And every single pinata is crafted with love and filled to the brim with charm and fun, I may add. This is the only Rare property to also become a TV show as far as I'm aware. I didn't really watch the show, but I have heard the theme song 6,743 times, and I like it every time. This is definitely an easy one for people to sleep on being from the 360 era, but it's definitely one of the better games released post-Nintendo. Number 6, Perfect Dark. This is a hard one for me to pick between Perfect Dark and GoldenEye because I do like them both, but I know everyone's going to be upset because I'm not putting GoldenEye here. When it comes to the single-player experience, I prefer Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark and GoldenEye are so similar in function and execution, but I find the silly sci-fi story and gadgets in Perfect Dark more inviting. Plus I spent so much time streaming it on its highest difficulty that I feel I've earned to put this one on my list. The first player campaign feels like such an accomplishment to beat and leans a bit more into the spy side of things with its mission structure. I'm aware most people will put GoldenEye at the top of their lists, but I'm not most people. I didn't put it here, and I know that's gonna upset a lot of you. Like a lot of you. The maps in Perfect Dark are also really well thought out, with standouts like Air Force One and the Carrington Villa. Navigating through them along with other levels was a blast, as well as my secondary but almost as important mission of finding the hidden cheeses. Doing this game was fun, and seriously, if you're really mad at me for not putting GoldenEye on here, just interchange Perfect Dark with GoldenEye. I mean, it could go either way for me. I just lean a bit more toward Perfect Dark. Number 5. Donkey Kong Country 2. Of the 3 entries in Donkey Kong Country on Super Nintendo, this was not only the first one I played, but my favorite one. I enjoyed all of them, but 2 will always have that special place in my heart. Diddy and Dixie Kong were a tight team, and the game felt faster than the original. Plus it had more levels and we got to explore the intense Crocodile Isle. There were even more animal buddies and additional gameplay mechanics that just feel right, like throwing your partner to get just out of reach collectibles or barrels. Expanding the lore of the Kongs and adding more family members was a welcome treat. A game that is as special and as impressive as the original Country was somehow followed up by a game that felt even more special and impressive without losing what made the original good. And that's incredible. The bosses here are also some of the best in the series, for sure. Number 4, Diddy Kong Racing. Racing games aren't typically my favorite kind of games. Sometimes I'll appreciate them if they feel special and unique. And that's because when I was a kid, I was spoiled with Diddy Kong Racing. This game was Mario Kart, but with an adventure mode that had a story and multiple vehicles. I also appreciated the fantastical worlds and different pathways to go depending on what vehicle you chose. And it was all brought together with David Weiss's incredible brand of music tracks. The game introduces Banjo and Conker, who went on to become stars in their own games. So much special is going on here, and the mechanics of the game actually offer a lot of strategy and decision making on the fly, like selecting what item set you're going to use and stacking it up accordingly. This is just something I really appreciate about Diddy Kong Racing I haven't really gotten in another kart racer. This is a masterpiece, and I've yet to encounter another racer I like as much. Though I did really like Rare's other entry of Mickey Speedway USA quite a bit too. Number 3, Banjo-Kazooie. Some may find this surprising as it's the number 3 spot on my list, but others who've watched my channel probably know where this list is going. Banjo is an absolute classic, one of the games that defines who I am. I mean, my channel is called Jiggylookback for crying out loud. Banjo-Kazooie needs little explanation for being in the top 3. Incredible level design, music that's so good you'll be listening to it on your drive into work, and gameplay that just hits all the right notes. Mario may have defined the 3D platformer genre at the time, but Banjo refined it into something even greater. The world of Banjo is part of what makes it great, with one of the best hub worlds in video game history if we're being honest. And it's stitched together with super tight platforming gameplay that to this day still feels really good. I've probably replayed this game 800 times, and I still always have fun. Number 2, Donkey Kong 64. Now I'm going to fully acknowledge here that Banjo is probably the better game. However, I have so much nostalgia and love for Donkey Kong 64, I have to put it just slightly above. It was actually my first N64 game, and even going back to it, I love collecting everything, kicking naughties, and relaxing to the music of DK Isle. The entire DK crew is a cast of characters I've carried with me in my heart my whole life. And that rap, that sweet, glorious rap, it lives in my head rent-free. Every level felt like a treat to explore all the nooks and crannies to get every collectible in sight. I find the collecting very satisfying, like it's scratching an itch. Funny enough, I get a similar feeling when I'm playing something like Power Wash Simulator. I'm cleaning up this world Kong style. Plus all the bosses are fun to beat with some nice standouts, and the levels are all filled with similar charm to Banjo. I love how DK in general, when it was under Rare, struck this balance of dark, gritty, and mysterious, with colorful, cartoony, and silliness. It's got such a unique feel. Number 1, Banjo-Tooie. This is one of my favorite games of all time. While many would probably prefer the more balanced experience of Banjo-Kazooie, and I can totally acknowledge why you would prefer that, I've always been captivated by Banjo-Tooie. It's the combination of world building and expansion with new characters defining areas of the Isle o' Hags that are massive to explore, and the best part is they're all interconnected. You could do something in one world and it affects another. That's one of the things that makes it feel so special. It's very well thought out. Plus, the more refined gameplay makes movement feel really good. This is the strongest platforming gameplay of the Rare bunch for sure. The game gives you your entire moveset from Kazooie and adds to it without taking anything away. It feels buttery smooth even on an N64 controller. New moves, new transformations, new egg types, new characters, new worlds, new lore. It's just Banjo, but more, and I love it. While I do wish they didn't bunch up the notes and populated the world with a few collectibles, that's about my only complaint. I really love this game with all my heart, and it's my favorite from Rare. Well, that's all I have for you. Please drop a like in this video to help spread my content and subscribe so you don't miss a future upload. Until next time, have a good one.